Okay, let's talk about niche selection. We won't spend too much time on this because it's something that you should know by now. But I just want to be sure that you have a firm understanding of the type of users that use Bing and what they're looking for. It's not the same as Google for the most part, and if you waste your time in certain niches, you'll just waste time and money because there's nothing there. The first thing you need to know is that you need to stay in the big niches. Bing doesn't control that much of the search market. It controls a tiny percentage compared to Google. The metrics say that Bing is about 15 to 20% of the US search market. Number one, I don't think that's accurate based on my own traffic stats. And number two, it accounts for a lot of long tail searches that you're probably not going to rank for in Bing, which I'll explain a little bit later. So it's safe to assume that Bing has about 10% of the searches that Google does. So you need to keep that in mind. You need to go after big popular keywords. I know a lot of you have been trained that when you do Google SEO for Google that you go after a long tail keywords, with low search volume and low competition. You do not need to worry about that with this method. You're going to go after big keywords with big search volume. And the same thing again, avoid micro niches. Don't go after something like, no fax payday loans. Go for online payday loans. Go directly for the big search volume because that's where the money is. And stay in consumer areas. Bing is mostly consumers. There's very little businesses looking on Bing. If you do things like logo design or SEO services or stuff like that, that's not a good match for Bing. You're not going to find very many people searching for that. Most of those people are using Google. E-commerce though is very great. Physical products, outstanding. You can sell just about any physical product you can imagine. My own main business is Amazon, and what I like to do is rank product terms. Like we have a couple of pet toys, and we rank for those keywords. And what I do is rank for problems. One of my products solves the problem of dogs chewing. So we rank for those types of keywords, and we funnel those people from Bing onto our squeeze page, and then onto a kind of landing page, which then funnels them to Amazon, where we use Amazon FBA, and that helps conversion rates and sales tremendously. With Google, what we notice is that when we bring somebody in from Google through the squeeze page, a large percentage of them drop off, and then we push them to the landing page, and again a large percentage of them drop off. And the ones that do end up on our Amazon listing, they go off and they browse other listings, the related products, and they might do their own searches on Amazon, so we lose those sales. With Bing, we are seeing a very high percentage of our sales that come in through the website, go through the squeeze page, go through the landing page, and then finally on the Amazon page. A very, very high percentage of those are just clicking buy now, and it's great for e-commerce. If you have a physical product, Bing is a great traffic source for you. And like I said, B2B or business to business and business services, not so great. You can rank for keywords like SEO company or SEO services if you wanted to. I have ranked for it in the past, and I was getting maybe 2 to 3 visits a day. Not very much. And even with the traffic I was getting, I wasn't getting very many leads. I was getting maybe 1 lead a week. I think most of the people searching for those types of terms are probably other SEO companies, and they're just checking out the competition, seeing what they're up to. So it's not going to do you too much good ranking for those types of keywords. So who is the average Bing user? In order to monetize Bing and to select your niches or to expand on your current niches, you need to know the demographics of the average Bing user. And for the most part, what we've noticed is that most Bing users are female. and they tend to be a little bit older, between the ages of 30 and 60. There's not too many young guys on Bing. So if you're selling dating advice products, or a dating site affiliate, Bing is probably not a good match for that. They're just not there. There are older guys, so if you're selling maybe investment advice, or if you have an investment website, testosterone supplements, prostate supplements, those all work very good. It's still mostly females, but if you're going to target men, you need to target older men, because the amount of young guys on Bing, it's just not that much. There's not very many. And what I've noticed from my own personal observations with e-commerce, they tend to be a little bit more impulsive than Google users. Just to give you an example again with that, in the pet niche, we have a dog toy, and what we do, not on Amazon, but what we do on our own sites is we have, of course, the dog toy. You can add it to cart, but then as soon as you add it to cart, there's a bunch of other related products, and that are related to the same thing. And what we notice with Bing users in our analytics is that they'll buy the dog toy, and then very quickly they'll go and they'll add those other related products to their cart, and they'll buy them. And part of that is because it's useful. Those are useful things for a person who's buying that product. But I think they're also more impulsive, because the traffic that we get from Google, we really don't see that much. It does happen, but it happens at a much slower rate. They take more time to read about the products, and when we look at our heat maps, we can see them, taking their time scrolling through reviews and product descriptions and all that. Bing users, when they see those related products, they go straight to it. They read the headline, the description, they look at the price, and then they add to cart very, very quickly. So that's a sign that they're a bit more impulsive than traditional buyers. And they have less disposable income, but they're more willing to spend it. Disposable income, for those of you who have studied marketing, is very important, especially when it relates to e-commerce. They have less of it, but they are more willing to spend it. I'm not an economist. I don't know why that is, but it's just the way it is, and that's our advantage, because they have more products to sell and more ways to earn money with Bing users. So that's a basic portrait of the average Bing user. That's not going to be every Bing user, but it is kind of the demographic that is in the majority that uses Bing. That's not to say you can't make money with dating products or dating websites or stuff that targets young guys, or sites like car games that would appeal to teenage boys. You can make money with those sites because those types of users are on Bing, but the vast majority of them are female, ages 30 to 60, that are a little bit more impulsive than Google users. So use that information to your advantage when you're selecting your niche, when you're selecting your keywords, and when you're selecting your product. You have to understand who your potential buyer is in order to sell to them. And while there's lots of different buyers on Bing, this is the largest group, and if you once you get into it, you'll see that certain demographics make you the most money, and this is the demographic that will make you the most money without question. Beauty products and stuff like that, they sell tremendously great. They outsell anything you could sell to guys, like dating sites or anything like that. So use it to your advantage when you're selecting your niches.